Okay, I think we're live. That took a second. Mic check. All right. Hey guys. Today's stream is going to be a multitasking stream. Music's a little loud for me. Hold on. It's not really a multitasking stream. I just put that in the description, which is why I'm saying it now. But today I'm going to be working on the drone AI and possibly the evolution simulator. And then at the end, I'm going to switch over to Twitch and do some leetcode problems. I've only done a couple so far, so I'm pretty bad at them. I've only done like 3, but I just wanted to get a grasp on some popular algorithms and data structures, so I've been doing some leetcode. And I think it'll be fun to stream. Haven't done that yet. Let's see, I'm just double checking all my stuff is working. Cool. You guys have music, yes. Nice. So yeah, I also have a new camera angle. I think, let's see if this works. There we go. It's a little bright. Might have to fix some settings. And it's very delayed. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, that is better. It's slightly delayed. That's not too bad. But this is for me working on a new part of the drone AI project where I'm going to try to make it fly a real drone. So that camera angle will be nice if I use that this stream. We'll see. All right. I'm actually not sure what I want to work on first. I just looked at all my to-dos before starting stream so I could know what stuff I want to work on. And the main things are the evolution simulator, because I want to make a part 2 to that video, because I just love working on this project, it's so fun. And then the drone AI, because that is going to be really cool too. I'm working on the drone AI hardware a lot off stream, so maybe in a little bit that'll be the first thing that I show, if not work on. At least show what I've been working on, and then possibly work on it more. But I also could work on the simulation, because I haven't in a while. I haven't actually opened Unity in a while. It's been a bit. So maybe I'll open that right now, just so we could see what's going on in there, because eventually I'm going to have to combine Unity with this hardware that I'm working on to get the hardware to fly a real drone. But that's a little bit later down the line. Let's see. I'll open both projects. I'll open the evolution simulator and the drone project, so we can hop back and forth. I realize I should just make all of my projects in one Unity project and just have them all different scenes, because I reuse so many of the same assets that what I've been doing just doesn't make sense. I need to figure out how people organize large projects with multiple worlds, I guess, in one Unity project, because I bet there's a better way to do it than what I'm doing. Because all of my simulations basically live in the same world. It all looks the same. It all uses the same scripts and assets. It'd be a lot easier to drag components back and forth between each project if it was one big project with a bunch of little scenes in it. Well, that's loading. Should be quick. Oh yeah, there it goes. Just got impatient. This is the evolution simulator, and I also was opening the drone, I believe. There's that. Okay. Where did the drone just go? Cool. I should make my desktop a little bigger for you guys. Let me do that real quick. Oh. No way. I've left it on... I've been zoomed in since my last stream. I have been. I've been wondering why it felt a little cramped. That's funny. That was a few weeks ago. Or the other week. Okay. Guess I don't have to do that because I already did it. Oh, I know what I could work on. It's actually a little bit of hardware. So, let's use my new camera angle. I think I need to move the mic. I haven't done this yet. Okay, so the mic could be in frame for this. I don't really care if it's in frame or not. Hello, testing. That's decent mic placement. It won't be as nice as over there, I don't think, but okay. So, here we have an Arduino. I think that's focusing. Yeah, kinda. Alright, it's not focusing at all. But anyways, this Arduino I'm going to put on the drone itself, and we need a way for it to communicate information wirelessly to a Raspberry Pi, which is going to have an AI on it that flies the drone using the controller with these motors. So this battery pack's for the Arduino because that's going to be a wireless system. And then what I need to work on right now is I just added a new component to this, which controls the rotation. It's this top board right here. It knows how much I'm tilting the controller, and it also has a compass in it, so it knows which direction it's facing. And that is going to help our drone know where it is and give the information to the Raspberry Pi, the same way that Unity has that information. Unity has that information built in with the... I'm looking at the wrong camera. So Unity has that information built in with just the position and the rotation, but this sensor is going to try to recreate that same information in the real world. So I'm trying to get Unity and the real world to be as close as possible. So this has some limitations that the real world doesn't have. Like, it doesn't actually instantly give us the information. There's some delay. So I'm going to have to train the AI in Unity with a delay and some randomness added in to simulate real world conditions, which is going to be interesting. Yeah. And then the other thing that I have to do is I have to hook up all these motors to the controller right here. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have strings that pull on each of the sticks in different directions. And these motors are actually going to control the controller. To do that, I need to 3D print some sort of housing. I actually started with one. I don't know where it went. That's okay. It's not a good one, actually, but... Oh, here it is. Let me just grab it. Yeah, so I 3D printed this, this little thingy. Don't even know what to call it. And it's going to hold all the motors. So we could put the controller in here, like this. And each of these poles is basically going to hold the motor on it and pull a string or a wire to move the joystick. And that's going to fly a drone. And the drone's going to have this strapped to it, so it can have some information about where it's flying. And it also has a GPS module. That's the other thing. That's the thing sandwiched in the middle, is a GPS, so we could have the lat long and altitude of this thing. And that's basically all we need, I think, to make the drone fly. As long as we could get everything working as fast as possible in Unity and with this sending information. Okay, that's a lot. So specifically right now what I want to work on is replacing this top board. Well, I already replaced it. So this top board's new. There was a different component on here that was getting the rotation, but the old component didn't have a compass in it. It didn't have a magnetic force detector. So it had no idea which way we were spinning. And the way that I explained it was that if you take somebody and you tell them to close their eyes and you spin them just like 40 degrees to the left or 45 degrees, like you just turn them to the left and you ask them how far they went, they could probably guess pretty accurately how far you turn them. But if you take them and spin them around 10 times and ask them which way they're facing, they're going to have a very hard time recalling that or keeping track of how many times they spun around. And that's exactly how the old one worked, because it didn't have a compass. It's just a gyroscope, so it would keep track of how fast it was spinning and try to simulate a compass that way. So that didn't really work, and it wasn't very accurate, so having a real compass on here will keep it actually accurate in real time. Okay, so what do I have to do to get this working? I have to plug it into my computer. Let's do that. So I think I actually have open the Arduino editor. I'm using the web editor right now because it's just easier to move my code onto my laptop and my PC that way. It's all in the cloud. What can I unplug? To get behind my desktop. Plugging it on my desk, I see a spot. Okay. This Arduino is getting power. Nah. There we go. So now what we need to do is see what we have right now. So this code right here is just getting the rotation information. I'm realizing one thing that I don't want to do. Okay, this isn't a problem. I'm realizing something that I don't want to do. So this should pop up here. Sometimes it doesn't, and I don't know why. Okay, it's loading. So what this script does is it basically just gets the rotation information of the drone. Yeah, I was doing this earlier too. Restart it. It just restarted it though. If I can't connect the Arduino right now, we could work on the script still and still run it in, or verify it at least in the editor. But I want to see some outputs for you guys. Yeah, what's going on? Oh, is it just the script? Did I make a change recently? Oh yes, I was changing this. I think that might have broke something. Let's try that. That was the last change that I made. Still no good. Let's try a different script. Did this work? Sorry about this, technical difficulties. I gotta restart this. The Arduino create agent is what allows you to connect to the Arduino and the web version at the same time. So maybe restarting that will help. Refresh everything. Let's try this script again. Come on, you got this. Won't touch anything. Damn it. Really don't know what's going on. It usually works fine. We know no device found. Sure, on COM 3. Doesn't really matter which COM. Let me try one last thing. What is this wire? It's my mic, isn't it? Oh, I can actually unplug this wire for a little bit. I'm gonna do that. My top camera is run on battery, so it's good work. You'll get it, just keep debugging. It helps us to see you problem solve. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just don't know why it's happening. Right now I'm thinking I had it plugged into a USB splitter, but I'm plugging it right into my computer, see if that helps. If that works, that'd be surprising. I don't know what this error is. Let me just try a simple script that has literally nothing in it. Hi, I just joined. Are you running the AI on a real drone? Yes and no. So it's not going to be running on the drone. I'm actually going to be using motors to move the joysticks of a controller to fly a real drone. So it will be flying a real drone eventually. But we're not at that point yet. We're still getting all the hardware set up. I bought everything. I have all the hardware. And I've been working on it a little bit off stream. But I decided to start showing some stuff on stream because I thought I was ready to start programming, but my Arduino is not cooperating right now. Here, let me show you the new camera angle too. Top-down view. In the beginning of the stream, I already gave a slight overview of what's going on. But basically, I 3D printed this little mock-up of what the holder is going to look like. But basically, each of these sticks is going to hold a motor eventually, and have a wire that moves the joystick. And these motors are going to be controlled by a Raspberry Pi with an AI running on it. And it's possible the AI might run on my computer and send the commands to the Raspberry Pi. So there will be 3 devices involved, but right now I'm thinking of putting the neural network on the Raspberry Pi. But if it's too slow, I'll move it off of the Raspberry Pi. And then we have an Arduino with a bunch of sensors that is going to be strapped to the drone, giving us information. And I could just make a drone that I could control with a computer if I made the drone myself. But I'm going to be flying the DJI FPV drone. And DJI does not like having the information easily accessible. So instead of using the drone's GPS location and rotation, I have to strap on my own sensors to get that information. But I think that makes it more fun, because then I'm going to use these motors to move the controller and train the AI to figure out how to move the motors the correct way. It's not going to be like the fastest drone you've ever seen, but I'm going to try to make it fly an FPV drone. That's the goal. And in the beginning, I'm definitely going to be doing this at high altitude, so it doesn't have any obstacles to crash into. But I don't know why this was working the other day. The Arduino. Sorry about the camera not focusing either. I have to check on that. DJI drones are expensive, better get it right. Yeah, that's why I'm going to start high up in the air, and the good thing about this drone is it actually has a pause button. So I can just press the pause button when things start going wrong, and it'll just hover. So that is a good failsafe that's already built in, which is also why it's good that I'm using this drone and not a regular FPV drone, because most of them don't have that feature. Okay, just looking to see if there's any other reset buttons on here. So you're also training the AI with the real drones. Nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna train the AI in Unity first. In this simulation that I have. But then I'm gonna have to do some adjustment training in real life, I think. Or at least I'm gonna start with the controller. Okay. So I'm going to start by training them in Unity, which I already did. There's drones that can fly in Unity right now with the AI that I made. The next step is to control them with the controller in the simulation to get the motors calibrated right. And then the final step would be removing the simulation entirely and having the controller that's calibrated fly the drone. And I assume that might be needing a little bit of training to calibrate that as well, because there are going to be slight differences between the simulation, the same way there were slight differences between the controller and having like immediate controls in the simulation. So there will be multiple steps of training, I think. But I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to train the AI directly from the drone. That will be a hard challenge because I'd have to be able to score it, and I think I'd have to do it manually. It would be pretty hard. But training in the simulation is going to be useful. The trick is to get the real-life drone to behave as similarly as possible to the simulation, and vice versa. Let's restart that. Let's just see if that's enough. What's going on, buddy? You wanna go outside? Let's go outside, I think. So let's try this, and then I'll take a quick break. Take them out. Okay. Doesn't look like we're gonna get that. Do I happen to have... What's going on? I'm using just the IDE instead. Oh, you know what it is? Did you have to code your neural network manually? I didn't. I didn't have to, but I did. I made everything from scratch without any libraries. That's kind of a second point to this project, is to make everything from scratch and teach people how to do it eventually. I was planning on making a tutorial about the neural network for some of the other videos that I've made on YouTube, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's actually on my Notion to-do list right here, neural network tutorial. But I'm planning on including that as well at some point. Possibly before the drone AI is done. The tutorial will come out. So let's see this. Does this work? I just want a simple script. Yeah, that's what I did too. The equations are so long. Yeah. I try to break it down simply because the equations are complicated for people to understand. So I try to avoid them. I try to understand them so I could explain them simply to others. Did this work? So now I'm thinking I might know what's wrong. Maybe not. I don't know. I need to like wipe the Arduino's memory, but I think it does that on its own. Yeah, let's see if this works. Okay, did it work? No. Okay. Watched 3 Blue 1 Brown's neural network video like 5 times and couldn't wrap my head around it. Yeah, I get that. I had to watch it a bunch of tutorials to finally understand it. For me, the series that stuck was Neural Networks from Scratch by Centex. Or Centex? What am I looking for? What was I just doing? Oh, I was gonna Google this. Yeah, Centex. I think that's how you spell it. Might be a driver issue. You need to add a specific driver for this new board. It was working though. You have to try connecting the battery to it. Some of these are talking about power issues. Noise canceling headphones on. I didn't realize it was on for so long. Probably messing with the mic a little bit. But I also have noise canceling software, so hopefully that helps too. So this should actually be charging the battery. It's odd too. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to try this before I move on to something else. Because I do have a lot of things I can work on. What's the lights say as it's happening? Nothing. Deal. I think I have to restart my computer, but I don't want to do that because I am live. So I am going to use a different computer. Okay. Let me just see if this works. Now the charging light's on, which I was expecting to happen. 4. Would there have not been enough power? No, because this would have been... Maybe there wasn't enough power because it wasn't even charging the battery. That's plausible. I'm making that up, but... plausible. Okay, the only issue with this is you guys won't be able to see the output. But I guess I could put my camera on it. It's working, okay. It's just my computer. We have output right here. This camera's not focusing though, so more technical difficulties, but at least it's working. Jeez. That's okay. You don't know what's going on with that. But if we actually want to see the output, I could run packet sender. And we'll see an example of one output at least. If I send it message. Oh, this isn't the script that receives messages. Okay. At least it's working. I thought it might have broken the USB port at some point, but it didn't. So I think having all these modules stacked on top of each other made it possibly power hungry, and that could be the reason why it's not working. Okay. That's true about the power hungriness. I wonder if this port works better. What if I take this thing off? It's not it either. Alright, I give up. It's not working on my PC. I'll get it to work next time. Say that as I watch the output one last time. Yeah, okay. My computer being weird. Okay. See how our drones left off last time? I don't remember, it was a while ago. Half broken for the first few seconds and then it should work. Yeah. Okay. One of the drones is a rock still. I don't know why that's still breaking. So I'm loading in an old brain right now. And okay, so these ones already know how to fly. Yeah. They're flying quite well. I don't know why that's giving me so many errors. Choose target. So the camera right now is giving me some sort of error. How long did that take to train? Possibly a day or two of full training. Whatever 10,000 rounds is. It might have been a whole weekend. I might have just left it on. I am coercing them to fly more human-like because when I first trained them, they would spin around like crazy. And just flop all over, but I gave them a punishment for spinning too often so that it gets smoother motion, and it actually ended up giving them a better score anyways, so it helped them figure out the better way to do it. I didn't actually program anything, I just gave them a punishment for spinning, so they learned not to do it as much. I can switch to coding. I think I'll use that right now. So I'm not sure why these errors are still happening. Are they still happening? Yeah. Oh. Oh. I must not have saved last time I worked in Unity. Because last time I added a UI. Don't tell me that didn't work. Yeah, they code themselves, which is really useful. Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to program that kind of behavior to make them fly smoothly like that. It's so cool that it's able to figure it out better than I would be able to program it. So what I did last time is I added a score and I think a timer to the main camera. Yeah, right here. This text does not exist. And it should. Love the top-down camera, so cool. Thanks, I appreciate it. It took some setting up. It's kind of dangling there on my wall, but it works. I might use it in a little bit, but you know what? I'll work with the motors, I think, in a little while, because the Arduino's being weird, unless I use TeamViewer to control my laptop, which is also another possibility. So we have ways to use the top-down camera today. That might be a good option. TeamViewing into my Mac, so you guys could see that screen as well. So yeah, that's a bummer. Some of the stuff I worked on last time didn't get saved, but only in Unity. So any of the changes I made in Unity didn't get changed, but the scripts did. Hate that Unity doesn't have an autosave, because I do this pretty often. I need to get the plugin that autosaves for you. I could have sworn I saved, though. I think something else happened. It's possible that the power went out. I actually think that's what happened. The power went out while I was working on this, and then I just stopped working on it. Yeah, why doesn't Unity have autosave? It would be pretty easy to implement. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's really surprising, actually. Did I just make a text right in here? Probably not, but I'll do that for now. Score. Should be able to drag this. To this script and maybe make it happy. Does that fix the errors? Let's restart it. Oh, I have to do that when we're not in play mode. Any of that stuff get saved? No. That's another thing I don't like about Unity. I know that I could fix that by adding a color to everything. I have to do that. At least I didn't do much. Could have sworn I had 2 texts. Is there more than one? No, I guess not. Let's see if this changes. Okay, there we go. Alright, no more errors. Cool. There were a bunch in the beginning, but that's a different problem. Let's bring back in our trained guys. Okay, one thing I'm realizing right now is that... Okay, there we go. Much better. Nice. I forgot, I'm on the left side now. Let's put that score somewhere better. Let's automatically load the best round. How loud's the music? Is it good? Or could you guys not hear it? Make it a little bigger. How's that look? Change the color too. So this score is the score of the drone in focus. Not the best drone always. The drone in focus is the one with the rock on it, basically right now. I changed that last time too, so it wasn't a rock. I'm remembering now. I made it glow instead, but that didn't get saved either. Whoops. Cool. So the score is updating live. Okay. We're almost back to where we were last time. Last time I got rid of the rock, but that's not bothering me. How many drones are flying right now? It's a little laggy. Oh, are they lagging my stream? Sometimes that happens. No, it looks alright. Okay. Cool, cool. What do we want to do now? I was thinking about what to fix. Now let's see what else we have to do. Visualize the training stats. I could do that. I just did that with the evolution simulator. All the drones start at random point. That could be useful too. Make my own drone. Also useful. I'm gonna have to do that if I want to make things as close to real life as possible. Add graph for high scores. That's kind of the same thing as visualize training stats. Let's just... we'll leave it. Maybe can we combine things in here? No. Allow user to fly drones. I did want to do that. So right now I'm going to create a prefab because I don't like looking at the rock. I lied. And we're going to use this as our focusing object. I believe I did a lens flare last time and it looked kind of bad, but kind of okay, so I'm just going to do that again. Let's replace our highlighter with from rock to this. We should see a glow on the screen. I'm not sure if I actually have to enable it. Okay, nothing yet. For now, we'll just do nothing. The propellers turn yellow. I wanted to make it more obvious, but I'll figure that out later. For now, we'll just do no rock. Oh, wait. Setting the parent of a transformer resides in a prefab asset is disabled to prevent data corruption. So I have to add it to the scene first? Maybe that's why it's not working. What's it look like? I don't know. So now we should be able to add this instance of it to there. I think that worked. That didn't work either. Okay. Back to ignoring the problem, but let's see if that... Okay, no errors at least. Nice. Let's just let them fly around while we work on other things. I'll increase the round time to 300. Copy change should not be that. It should be like 20. They're all gonna be very similar. You know, let's fix that real quick. Cool. Now I have some drones to look at every once in a while. This score is going to get pretty big, I think. Let's connect to our Raspberry Pi, why don't we? So, let's see, Raspberry Pi. Oh, good, it isn't. Cool. Let me just make sure it's working. This guy's actually having issues too. Okay, cool. I believe I was using Genie last I remember. That file. Bit. Wait, what? That's empty? Why is everything going wrong? Oh, okay, this is it. Cool. So this might not look like much to you guys. It's probably pretty small because it's in a small window right here. Can I make this text bigger? Oh, it just scales it. Okay. There we go. So this script is on the Raspberry Pi, and it is connecting to the Wi-Fi network, and it is waiting for messages through Wi-Fi with the UDP messages. And it puts the message into data here every time this loop happens, and then it uses that data to get out the lat, long, altitude, and XYZ coordinates of the Arduino, because that's what's sending the messages to the Raspberry Pi. And then it sets the angle of the motors that I have based off of how much the Arduino is tilted. So that's just practicing getting information from the Arduino wirelessly to the Raspberry Pi. So that way we can get our inputs from the drone into the neural network. And the only thing is, the script for the Arduino is going to have to change. And I also... Oh, we do print data. Okay. I do not want to print data, because I do not feel like giving away my latitude and longitude yet. I could actually just turn off the GPS on the Arduino side of things when we get that running until it's the actual test day. So this should run. And not do anything until it gets a message. So this is going to be pretty boring. What I could do is actually manually send a message to this guy in the format that it expects. So it expects lat, long, altitude, and then x, which will make 170. So the only one that matters is this fourth one. So if I send this to the Raspberry Pi, which I think is that. Oh, it worked. Okay, let me bring that up on the top-down view. Got a reason to look at it now. So when I press send here, let me change the angle again. Change it back to 0. And I press send. That didn't move it as far as I thought it would. Oh, that's because I'm dividing by 2. So I have to make that negative 180. Outside of the range. Okay, so negative 180 is a little bit too far. Let's rerun that. And then And now when I send this message, that is not negative 180. Is it maybe negative in general? Let me try 360. Or 359. Oh, that worked, okay. About 360, does that break? No, that's good. Okay. Now you can see that the motors work. And I could actually schedule 2 messages every 5 seconds. Actually, you know what? I'll do this one every 10 seconds. And then I'll do another one every 10 seconds, but with 360. So I'm going to start it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start another one. So now we'll automatically keep sending both of these messages, and it should switch back and forth. Yep, there we go. It goes back. Goes back again. Cool. You guys probably can't hear the motors because my noise cancellation is canceling it out, but it's cool to hear like the message go through in real life. Cool. So that works. These messages. I wonder how well my neural network could run in Python. That's something that I want to do. Rewrite the neural network script in Python? Possibly, possibly. Are these guys so similar again? Oh, there's no mutation. I was hoping they would train a little bit, but there's no mutation happening. So I have inside the drone AI, we have a hardware to-do list, which is separate. And I actually did a bunch of these things, so I'm just gonna organize what we did. So connect Arduino to Wi-Fi and get it to communicate with the Raspberry Pi. Yes, that's done. Program Arduino to use gyroscope. I did that, but now I'm replacing that, so that's kind of still a to-do. It's in progress. 3D model stand for controller, pulley, and motors. I made a sample one here, but not a really good one. Solder the pins to this PWM. Yes, I did that. Oh, you guys can't see this, sorry. That's better. Program servo motor logic. So they work. So I guess that's true. I guess we did that. But I'm thinking when I say logic, I mean more of having it calibrate with the controller. Or go within the range of the controller's motion. But we have to do this first to get that to work, so. Arduino to use GPS, that works. simulate the servo motion in Unity, I could do that, or I could not. Leaning on not doing that. Okay, let's think about what else I have to do. So I have these things done now, so I have a new frame of reference. The next thing to do is, I guess to this, get the new gyroscope to work. Okay, fine, I did that and I'm gonna make a new to do. Get new gyroscope to work with current script with main script. So I have one main script that gets run that does everything. And that I have to do. Music just die? Oh no, it's just end of a song. So after we get that working, so we have a gyroscope, the new gyroscope connected. What's next? I guess getting the neural network. Get neural network on or connected to Raspberry Pi. So when I say on or connected, I mean what I was saying earlier, that the Raspberry Pi might not be fast enough to run the neural network script at the speed that we want. So what I could do is, the same way I'm sending the messages to get the position information about the Arduino using Wi-Fi, I could connect a laptop to that same network. So there will be 3 devices now. There will be the Raspberry Pi, the Arduino, and my laptop. And I could put the neural network script on my laptop, which will then send commands to the Raspberry Pi to move the motors. So instead of the Raspberry Pi running the script that has the neural network that controls the motors, my computer will run the neural network and then tell the Raspberry Pi to move the motors. Which might add more problems than it solves, or it might solve problems. So we'll just have to see when we get there. Because if it adds a delay and makes things worse, then maybe we just might want the slower speed of the Raspberry Pi instead. I think the Raspberry Pi is pretty fast though. And if anything, I could always buy a faster one. But let's not do that yet. Okay, so we get the neural network on the Pi. Then we need to connect motors to a controller. That's like a hardware thing. And then after we get the motors connected to the controller, calibrate range of motion of motors to match the range of the joysticks. Because we don't want it to just pull the joystick off if it's at the end of its length, so we might have to fine tune it there. I was thinking of using rubber bands to start, so in case it does pull too hard, it doesn't break the string or the motor or the joystick, it just stretches instead. Easy fix to that problem. But then we can't keep rubber bands there forever, so it's just a temporary fix. It could be a somewhat temporary fix, but then also a feature. I'll think about that. So we calibrate the range of motion of the joysticks. So we have motors that can control the joysticks. Then, after all that, we're going to train the controller, train the AI with the controller. in the simulation. Okay, so that gets the controller used to flying these drones, and we'll see if it's even possible for the motors to fly the drones in the simulation. Because if it can't fly the drones in the simulation, there's no way it's going to be able to make the step to the real drone if it can't even fly the simulated ones. Because the real one's harder. So that's the first checkpoint we have to get past. And then, after that, I think I'm not skipping too much. Okay, there is some more things. We have to connect Arduino to the drone and run some test flights, like a range test, accuracy, and speed, delay, those kind. That could all be one flight. We'll test all those things. And then, after we do that, I think we're ready to run everything, right? Yeah. I also want to do a router range test. That's part of the range test, I guess. Because I need to bring a router out to wherever I fly this thing eventually. And if the router doesn't have a good enough range, we'll have to switch to a different communication technology. I've heard Bluetooth could possibly be further, but it's usually not used for long-range applications. So that might not work, and we might figure out some sort of like radio solution. Sorry guys, sometimes I zone out and think about random parts of the project that we're not working on right now, so I apologize. I guess try real test run, or the actual run. Use controller with real drone in full test. I don't think it's a test at that point. If we're running the full run. No, we'll call it a test. Okay. I think I'll do the 3D model off stream because I'm pretty bad at Blender, like very bad at Blender. I'm just learning it now, so that'll do. Okay. A problem that I've been working on recently is fixing the rotation of that new this new gyroscope that I'm using. And the problem with it is it was having some weird rotation where when I would tilt it sideways, it would go to 90 degrees of tilt, and then when you would tilt it further, it should go past 90, all the way to 180, but it was going back down to 0. It turns out that that's something that you could do with Euler angles, where you could have two axes go 360 degrees. So these both work correctly. So if I rotate it around like the compass axis, that works properly. It does the full 360. And if I tilt it up and down, that also does 360. But you don't need the last axis to have 360 information to properly place your object in 3D space. So it only needs 90 degrees or 180 because it does 90 in both directions. So it only needs that much. So that's all that they gave the gyroscope. But I'm training the AI to be more intuitive for itself, so it's easier for it to train. So I don't want it to figure out the weird relation between rotation of the three axes. So I'm trying to fix that, and it's proving to be trickier than I thought. The current solution that I'm going to try is converting it to a quaternion, which are very annoying, but much better at rotating objects than Euler angles. And then taking that quaternion and turning it back into Euler angles with some sort of conversion formula. And yes, that is going to be so much fun, as you guys could already guess. Who doesn't love quaternions? So yeah, let's try that. Okay. That is what I want to work on next, but my Arduino is being weird again. Don't want to restart my computer. See what we can do about that. Setting here. No. No. Yeah, you know. As much as I like to start that right now, too many technical difficulties for that, but that is going to be the next thing on YouTube that I do. I feel like this stream was a lot of planning but not programming, and I apologize for that. It has been because I've been away from this project for a little bit longer than I thought, and things got reset in Unity that I didn't want. But I will fix it all. And next time I stream, I will come with a plan. At least for the hardware project. And I'll make sure that things work before I start the stream. You learn and make adjustments. Let's quickly plan out one more project. And that is the evolution simulator, because that has nothing to do with hardware. So I could just work on that as I always do. We have the evolution simulator v2, but I also had the old evolution simulator to-do list. I think I want both open. Is it opening? Did both on accident. So I think it makes more sense just to combine these two. So change the motion of all the creatures, change movement. Do you use raycast for your evolution sim? Not yet. As you can see right here, we have the give prey ability to detect predators, and most likely with raycasts. So there's your answer. Not yet is the answer. Right now, I'm giving... Let's open it up. So right now, the way that the simulation works is the creatures are just given the location of the closest piece of food to them, like how far it is in the X and Y direction, and then it figures out what to do with that information. Oh, my mouse is controlling the camera, sorry. This is so laggy. Oh, am I still running the other guy too? No, I paused them. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm working on an evolution sim, and the raycasts all point in one direction, even if I rotate the predator. That's my problem right now. We can work on that. You're using Unity for this? Why is my frame rate so low? Yes, Unity. A better, I could either put the raycasts in this project or open a different one. I think I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna start by opening the car project, which actually uses raycasts right now, and we'll use it as an example for how to use raycasts in this project, and then maybe I'll do that too. Thank you for giving me direction in this stream. I've just been trying to organize all my projects. As I said in the description, multitasking is my weakness. Especially when I haven't been working on anything in a little bit. Multitasking definitely takes a minute to get everything back up to speed. This is what I'm using to draw the raycasts. Math F cosine angle. Sine angle. 0. And I'm guessing that's in a loop where the angle changes for how many raycasts you want. Oh, wait a minute. So is your... So if your predator rotates, you're saying that the raycast doesn't rotate with it? Or are all the raycasts pointing the same way? Sorry, which one's it? The delay makes it hard for me to know which one you're saying that's it too. Let's see how I fix that problem. When the predator rotates, the raycasts don't rotate with it. Okay. Yeah, let's see what I did. I'm also not sure why everything's so slow. Let me just check my stats real quick. What is hogging the computer? Nothing. Alright. Nothing. Something weird must have been happening in the simulator. Maybe it's because I have so many projects open. Okay, let's go look at the driving AI. I'm not sure if you've seen this video on my channel, but they use raycast to see the walls and the track, and that's how they drive around. They don't have any other information except for their speed. Let's get rid of it. Let's clean up my desktop a little bit. Using you. Cool. Okay. I do have so many things open on my computer right now. I'm not even using this camera. I'm just gonna close this window. I saw the one where you had the only 1% of people who get this reference. Yeah, the virtual reference. I think that was the jumping one, possibly. Which is the same project. Just the second video, I think. That's where I added these hurdles. I personally like the first video a little more, but yeah, it was the jumping. Okay. Okay, so last time I was in here, I was messing with the colors of the cars, so they might be weird colors. Okay, so here are my raycasts, and they are spinning with the cars. I do remember there might have been a time where they were staying level. Also, are you using natural selection or reinforcement? That's a tricky one. So this one isn't really natural selection because there isn't, but it is a genetic algorithm basically, where the best ones reproduce. So I think it's reinforcement because they're actually getting a score. That's the difference. Okay, that is the difference. So these ones we're giving them a score, which is the reward for reinforcement, and the higher the score, the more likely that car is to reproduce, or the more it reproduces. So I think that's the difference between natural selection and reinforcement directly. So I guess this would be more reinforcement learning with a genetic algorithm to replicate the networks. That could be wrong. Oh yeah, they're all green. They're kind of ugly. But let's look at the script. I think I just had a raycast script. Is this one? I think there was something I had to do to get it to work right. It might be something to do with like getting the local rotation of things. Okay. Can I send you an Imgur link of what the raycasts are doing? I'm actually not sure if you're able to send links. Probably not, but let me see if I have a different way you could send it. I might be able to just... I think I have a Discord that I'm not actually using yet, but I was planning on using, so I could just send you the link to that. Oh. This is... Yeah, let me share this. I have the link somewhere else too. Chat. Make sure that's the right Discord. That should be the Discord that doesn't actually really exist yet. But I think it has to do with this transform.position that I'm using. I really have to go way back to remember what I was doing here. Make raycast. Vector 3 direction. So this script makes the raycast. This function, I mean. I give it a direction when I call it, and it makes the raycast in that direction. So and it makes the raycast here. So this, in this if statement, it's actually making the raycast itself. You can't message yet. Why not? I didn't even know that was a feature of my server. I wonder if that's why the other guy didn't say hi. Sorry. Roles? Verified? I guess I gave you the verified role. Maybe that's it. I made this Discord with a template, and I think it messed up things. Because that's why there's all those default channels there. I'm not sure if I want all of them yet, but yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, you should be able to put it in just chatting at least. Sorry. Still can't type. What about in like the just chatting channel? Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's what it's doing. Yeah, at least there's no delay here, yeah. You want to post a screenshot of the code too? Or at least the, well, you already posted the code. Yeah, so I guess where you actually make the raycast, what's your starting position? I guess just this one line. Like the physics.raycast, where you actually make a raycast. We'll just put our chat on screen so we could. Yeah, no worries. Let me just try to remember what I did. Transform dot position. Oh, okay. I think I might know your problem. What object is the script on? Is it? Okay, let's compare it with mine. Yours is much cleaner. It's on the object that rotates. So you got transformed opposition. I only add this vector because I want to adjust it. This is actually doing nothing. This one's moving it up one. You think it looks clean? It's not. Yeah, mine's just not clean either. Okay. So one thing to note is I use this layer mask sometimes because you might not want the rays to hit other enemies. So you might want to look into this option as well. If you want it to go through things. Neural network is clean, that's good. Cool. So I'd have to say, so are you sure it's on the right object? So my raycast is directly on my car. So this dot position. Okay, wait, actually, you know what? I know where I could look. Where I make the raycast, where I actually call that direction script. Because that might be different from you. Where do I do that? It's been a bit. It's either in the car script or the neural network script. Whoops, why do I keep closing that instead of clicking? Don't think it's on here. But yeah, so I'm not making the raycasts there. Am I making the raycasts in here? Oh, I am. Make raycast. Oh, this is it. You transform direction of the direction you want to point it. That'll solve your problem. Okay, so I don't know why I didn't see that sooner when I was comparing directly. You probably saw it if I didn't. So this takes the direction and applies it to your local transform instead of just the global transform. That should fix it. Sorry, I wasn't speaking there for a minute, I was just thinking. So basically anytime you use that direction you want to do this to it, which is why I'm not sure why I didn't do it at the top of this function. I shouldn't do this everywhere, I should have done it once. Which is why mine's a little sloppier too. Yeah. Whenever you have to do something more than once, I should have done it once. How did I let that slide? I'm not looking at the Discord, by the way. Sorry. Let me screen share. Sorry, I missed these. The Discord was hidden. Okay, let me try it. Cool. Screen share? Are you able to? It's doing some weird stuff. What's my Discord? I just pasted it a second ago. It's bad right now. I wouldn't even... I have to make a lot of changes to the Discord, so don't give your hopes up. I can send links. You can send links? Oops. I think I have to make you a verified user. I'm not sure if you're able to do it yourself yet. But I did it, so you should be able to talk in just chatting and stuff. Sending links is a bit sketch, okay. Oh, is there a general chat? Okay, there we go. I'm muted, but I'm deafened. Sorry. I don't think my headset's connected to Discord. Let me see what permissions this channel has. Edit channel. Options. Can I screen share even? Whoops. okay. I could screen share. It's a permissions thing. Make you a free moderator. There's nothing in here you could break anyways yet. So what am I working on now? Well, right now we're trying to get Plasmir's raycast to work that he's working on. Okay, good. Let me bring this up on screen. It's gonna work. It's just loading for me. I don't know why. Darn. If anyone looked in the chat, they'd think it's a one-sided conversation. Yeah, they would. That's funny. Let me see. Let me try it now. Yeah, no, it's not working. Seems like a network problem, not a permissions thing now. Maybe because I'm streaming too. Might be that. I doubt it's that though, because I'm uploading, not downloading. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to figure out what's wrong with the Discord. Yeah, sorry Plasmir, I'll fix the Discord for next time. I have a lot of stuff to do to it. I think I'll just have to stick to screenshots and the and I'll stick to YouTube. And then I'll worry about Discord later. Oh, that is weird. Let's show this. So what is going on here? That's odd. It keeps changing over time, you say. Like it's just slowly spinning around like a clock? Or fast, maybe? Oh. Are the green ones rotating? No, in a weirder way, you said? Are the green ones rotating or no? They're still broken. So my guess is that these red ones are the hit detection lines. So when it hits something, it's drawing a ray, drawing a line to visualize it, but only when it's hitting something. And you know what? I think the green ones are opposite, the opposite direction. But that one looks a little too far to the right to be a reflection of the green. But I definitely think you're on the right track now, knowing about that transform direction. If it hits prey, it's yellow. If it doesn't hit, it's green. And if it hits anything, it's red. Could you actually type in the YouTube chat, because it has the same delay as Discord, and I just keep looking back and forth. It'll just make it a little easier. But post links in the Discord. That's helpful. Let me see this video you posted. Oops. Let me. Here. What is going on? Let's see. If you start it. And is that object normally moving? Or it's not supposed to move either. Oh. Wait a minute. What's that? Let me... Oh, the red lines are working. But they have an infinite length. Yeah. No, the neural network is moving the object. So it looks like your object is making like a clock motion. So it's making like an arc. And the true front of this object is pointing in the direction of the red things. If that makes sense. So when you click on this object while it's running, you should see this rotation changing. And it should probably match the arc that it's making. Maybe you want them to come out of the front of the creature instead, but you just have to mess with your angles now. And the green ones are still having the same problem you had originally, where they're all pointing one direction, so it makes me think that you have to do that transform direction to the green ones as well. The way that I did it, like everywhere. So anywhere you use the old direction, you're gonna have to replace it with transform direction. Transform direction. Okay, the red things kind of point in the direction of the object. Yeah, kind of. So you'll see here, like, let me, oh, that's just a screenshot. Let the video go. Yeah, so you see how this chunk is red? It got taken out of this part of the green one. So the green ones should be next to the red ones on either side, and these red ones are in between. If that makes sense. Which is why when you see like a couple pop up on the side, so these are right here, and then these are on the other side, I think. Oh, it did? So, are you figuring it out? Alright. I think you have some tweaking to do to get it to point in the forward direction that you want of your creature, but that's a good start. I think that's good work. It seems like you're doing almost exactly what I want to do. So if the rays collide, they switch sides. think the red ones are always there, you just can't see them. The red ones are right, but they're invisible unless they're touching something. The green ones are wrong, but they have a fixed length, I think. I think if you add the transform direction to the green lines, the line rendering too, you have to add it to. The green is just the rendering of the line. It's not just the drawing of the raycast. Yeah, they're only red if they collide. Yeah. Well, that's what all those are doing. That's why mine are yellow if they collide, and white if they don't. Yeah, let's do what you're doing. I really have to clean up this code though, so I'm going to start by making a new script for this. Actually, you know what? I already have the script. Can you just paste scripts in Unity? I think I have to make a new script. Did I call it raycast or raycasts? Raycast. I'm just gonna copy this. Yeah, the draw ray, the one that's drawing the lines isn't working. And the rays aren't pointing the way that you think they are. They're kind of pointing out to the side of the creature instead of the front, it looks like. If that creature moves in that arc. Yeah. So I'm just gonna replace this raycast script with my pre-existing one and tweak it to make some changes. And maybe we'll make some similar changes, because we're working on the same thing. So this is not very good either, so I'm gonna change it too. And then I'll probably go back and make the same changes in the original. Because I call it the same thing, I should just be able to paste it like that. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this direction thing. What is this? So direction is a vector 3, so vector 3 local direction. So that's the direction relative to our current thing. It's going to equal this. And now anywhere else that I see this, I'm going to replace it with local direction. Let me just visually check to see that all the places are good. Yeah, that should work. I'm gonna replace it everywhere, and then I'm gonna have to paste it back here. Place all, paste it back in that one spot. Perfect. I fixed it. Nice. Yeah, so you basically were missing this transform direction everywhere. Which I think I had a problem with too. I also had a problem with it not rotating for a while. Or rotating incorrectly, and I think it might have been fixed with this too. That looks cleaner. BRB, no problem. Glad I was able to help. Second. I'm just gonna remove things that I know I'm not gonna use. So we're not gonna use that commented out code. We'll leave in the debug comments because I might need to change that. Do I need any of your code? I don't know. You pasted some of it. Actually, so I actually like the way that you did that angle creation, because I was doing it very poorly and manually. This was why is this commented out now? Oh, because I do it in a different spot. I'll send the raycast part of the script in Discord. Okay. I might use some of it. See. Thank you. Because I like how you were just able to loop over it to get the angle working. I never figured that out with the sine and cosine. So that'll be useful, because I won't have to do this to make new raycasts. And I could probably replace that on the car too, because this is sloppy what I did. I just made every raycast manually that I wanted. Be a few minutes then. No worries. I'm just kind of looking at my old raycast script to see what I could change. My camera is kind of in the way. Sorry, guys. Just realizing that now. You know what I could do? Let's just get rid of my background. There we go. Not in the way anymore. That's nuts though, doing it manually. Yeah. Yeah, it probably wasn't the best thing to do. I did a lot of things manually, I think, in this script. So the way that Plasmir did it is he just has a loop that adjusts the angle slowly each time. So it like draws a ray, adjusts the angle, draws a ray, adjusts the angle, draws a ray, and keeps going. And he does it I feel like I should not start with this code actually. My code. Why is it not saving? Save. Okay. Oh, this I was trying something interesting. I was using yeah, I wanted it to be dynamic. Yeah, I probably should have done the same thing. I just didn't realize the sine and cosine thing could have worked. I wasn't thinking of it as a math problem. I was thinking of how I could adjust the vector 3, but I didn't realize that doing like that would work as it did, which is smart because it's a circle. So I should have thought of it as angles in a circle instead of points where I want the line to point. This was something cool that I tried to do that I don't think actually worked too well, but I tried to use the Unity jobs system to make my raycasts, because I'm not sure if you've noticed yet, but if you open up the performance tab in Unity, raycasts actually use a lot of resources. So having a lot of them and a lot of creatures with a lot of them definitely drags down your simulation the most, even more than the neural network script. It was the most demanding thing for the cars. So that's one thing to keep in mind if I could pass anything on. So I don't think I need this whole job system that I was working on, because it's the same script. It totally looked different before, didn't it? I guess not. Fixed update. Make raycasts. I thought I was making the raycast on the neural network script, but maybe not. Wait a minute. Am I still making all of these raycasts in the car? In the car simulation? I actually don't know. Because I'm only visualizing a couple of them. But apparently there are 14 of them. Huh. Interesting. Did I not really? Did I make a new one? Maybe I'm using this? No. I didn't actually use that. Yeah. This raycast script is a mess. Because I tried to use the job system in here too. Oh wait, I have these commands. Am I using all of them? Yeah. Well, wait, if I was... Show ray is true. Show rays is false. This is so cool. Thanks. Thanks, Nick. I'm not really doing fun stuff right now. I'm actually not even talking through what I'm doing because I'm trying to figure out old code. That's always fun. Just realizing how badly you did something before. Yeah. Let me open up the evolution simulator. So we want... Let me just put the script on a creature. We want our creature to have raycasts. Yes, giving me errors though. Ew, old code. Yeah, not even good old code either. I mean, is it old code ever good? All compiler errors have to be fixed. What compiler errors? Show me them. Hear it. Local direction does not exist. That's something new that I just made. What? Oh, this is the wrong script. I'm confusing myself. Why does local direction not exist? It's right here. Oh, I have to make it in here too. Okay. Let's take this, local direction. So this is in a function right here, and the function ends here. So I have to do it in this function as well. Convert the direction. Oh, I was wondering why my keyboard shortcuts weren't working, because I was trying to save earlier. I had to do it by clicking up at the top. My keyboard died. That'll do it. I'm gonna plug that in. I just tried, because I haven't typed in a little bit, didn't even realize. Alright. Colors are back in action. So now I should be able to type. That's not what I wanted to paste because I did not copy it because my keyboard was dead. Alright, there we go. Let's see if this function ends somewhere. It does. But I don't use direction anywhere else. I use it here. I really should do this at the top. Oh no. Oh, I can't do it in here. And I don't have to because this isn't using that other direction thing. Local direction it's not using. Okay, let's save that. Go back to here. These should go away. Hopefully. Nice. Actually, I don't know why it wasn't letting me run it because the script isn't on any object yet. I don't think. Okay. Escape. Now the simulation's running smoother now, at least, than it was earlier. At least for a second until they figure out how to eat. I need to lock that camera. I made a camera so I could float around the simulation. Oh, but it's not doing what I want it to. Oh, okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna slow down the speed of the simulation. So 1. I don't care about speed right now. I'm not training these guys. I'm just checking to see if they could have raycasts. Did you happen to see the video of the predators and prey with those raycasts? Because your raycasts look kind of like them. Because I'm gonna give I'm not sure what to do with the predator and prey in my simulation. If I want to give it a similar situation where the prey have raycasts going in all directions and the predator have directional raycasts. I like the one video that did that. I don't know where it was from, but I saw it and I was like, that's exactly what I was gonna do. Maybe not exactly that, but that's the video is exactly what I was trying to do with the predator and prey system. You did? Yeah, I like that video. It actually was very well made. And I don't think the channel is that popular yet. Oh no, it was. He has a lot of weird simulations that he makes. I remember peeking at it. Let's yeah, so an example of old code. This was like one of my first Unity projects. And I didn't know that you could just make objects that hold a script on it. So I'd always put my scripts on random objects, even if it didn't make sense. So like my food spawner is on the floor. Actually, everything's on the floor, isn't it? Did I change it? Maybe I changed it. Well, I made the object tractor in the enemy spawner recently, so I did it the right way. Oh no, the spawn food is simulation, isn't it? Yeah, so game speed is 20. Let's just make that 1. He somehow simulated 200,000 circles. How? I don't know. Is he using Unity? Oh, I don't think he is. I think he made his own physics engine, if I remember correctly. But anyways, what I wanted to do is before I start this is go to our enemy spawner, find our enemy prefab, which is this fox, and let's give it some raycasts. Whoops. That not work? Okay, so now the enemy should just have raycasts, and I'm gonna show the rays, I think. Let's see if that worked. Oh yeah, what's the channel name, by the way? His physics engine probably runs on OpenGL. I bet it does. Cool. It's backwards, but it's working. And it's not connected to anything, but I think it's working. I think these were designed to only detect walls, so they won't hit anything. And also, I don't think any of these trees actually have colliders, because the creatures were getting stuck on them, so I shut them off. Or they might not have came with the colliders in the first place. Okay, cool. Definitely backwards, but maybe the creature's just backwards. Pizzazz work. Remember that, yeah. Definitely a cool channel. I was watching some of his ant simulations too. I really liked Sebastian Laig's ant simulation. I didn't think that would be something I was into, but apparently ant simulations are pretty cool. And I would probably make one. So as you can see, like the rotation of these enemies and the creatures are very rigid, and I want to change that so they turn smoothly instead of using WASD. So instead of turning instantly, they have to rotate to turn, and they could actually make better movement decisions that way, or different movement decisions, that is, because these all look very similar because they don't have that many options. So what I want to do is add like angular motion, but that would be changing a lot. And this graph is something that I want to add to all my simulations, or not this graph specifically because it still doesn't look great in my opinion, but I want to add graphical information. Maybe not in the scene, maybe just on the screen, but it's really nice seeing what's going on in a graph. So I think that the colors don't make sense right now. Red is actually the food, which are these apples, and green are the creatures, I think. And since the creatures figured out how to eat, that's why the red is going down. And the blue is low because they're stuck in this corner. But eventually, these guys learn to eat, and then the creatures' population goes down too. But it takes a while for them to learn how to eat because there's only one of them at a time that gets spawned. The wolves. I really want to make multiple creatures too. Sorry. Thinking again. So I think this is our new master to-do list. Let's combine these two real quick. I'm almost done coding. Oh, notating. Nice. Can we drag things between? Oh, that'd be cool. Between projects. Yeah, so I've changed movement. Allow creatures to You rotate and move forward. That's going to be the new movement. It's actually simpler than what it currently is, because they have to know which direction they want to move. But if I make it rotate and move forward, that makes things easier. It's more similar to how the drones fly. Also, you don't need to even edit the code if you want. There are 3 variables you could change to change the raycasts. Well, I would appreciate that. Because that would be very nice. And much cleaner than the way that I have it right now. Or I have to make them manually. And I like how you have the angle so you could adjust how far apart it is. Very cool. I bet you have an angle, a start angle, and how many you want. Are those the 3 variables? Something like that, because that's the information that I think you'd need. Maybe not even how many you want. The spacing you could have, and the end and end. But then you need 4 variables. No, because the spacing is the angle. So you got to start and end angle, and then the spacing. But you already have it done, so I guess I'll see eventually. This means implement a neural network for movement. Did that. Angle, resolution, and ray length. Oh, so how do you choose how many you want? Or like how resolution is the amount of rays. Oh, okay. That works. Very cool. I think I need to add more detail to my tags. It's not started isn't really organizing things very much. Change movement, let's delete that. Create a predator, done. It exists, it just doesn't do that much yet. I was thinking of implementing a Gario eating, where if you're bigger than the other creature, you could eat it by a certain amount. And then they would grow in size depending on how many they eat. I was also thinking of, instead of starting with predator and prey right out of the gate, I would start with just basic creatures that can evolve to become predators if they randomly choose to. And I think that could be really cool to see. And you could have creatures that are half predator, half herbivores, or half prey. I don't know. I want to add a bunch of creatures to this simulation. I kind of like, I want it to be in a ecosystem simulation, not just an evolution simulation. It's going to be both. It's going to be an ecosystem with evolution. But we'll see how complicated that gets. And I might add or remove some features. That would be super cool. Yeah, it's kind of what I've been wanting for a while, and I haven't seen it really in too many places done well, so I just want to try to make my own. Reorganize scripts and update with new neural network template. That has to be done. The scripts are so bad. I really was new to Unity and I was afraid to use multiple scripts because I just didn't know how it worked when I first made this. Because I didn't really know how to get information between scripts, but now I do pretty well. So I was scared to move everything in a bunch of scripts, which would have been the better way for organization. And I have to go back and do that now. So this I changed the motion. Delete. I'm just basically deleting this to-do list one by one. Give predator raycasts also give raycasts. I wonder if there's a better way to give creatures raycasts. Don't know, because it is inefficient, and I'm wondering if there's a better way to give them vision than just raycasts, but that's usually what happens in these kind of things. Add more creature types. Let's think of a third creature type, or a hybrid evolution system. I think I'll know what that means, but it's basically what I was just talking about, where they could evolve to be somewhere in the middle, predator or prey, or just a different type of creature in general. So that's added. Reorganize scripts and update. Oh, I just added that, didn't I? Yeah, okay. We are done with our old to-do list. I could remove it. I didn't even use it yet. That's why I was getting rid of it. Finished it in the Discord. Thank you. Well, that code actually pastes quite nicely in Discord if you do it that way. Let's see. Thank you for commenting everything so nicely. So cast raise is the function. Let's expand this a bit. Check Discord, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's like 250 rays. Lines, not rays. That's what I thought you meant. Can you expand it even more? No, you can't even. Because I'll just download it. Cool. Let's see what it starts at, though. Very well commented. Oh, I was wondering if you did that. So you start with a center ray and you move out in both directions? Is that how you do that? I wasn't sure if you need a start angle and an end angle, but it looks like you start in the middle and might move out in both directions. I might be wrong about that. I'm just glancing at it. Well, no, maybe that's why yours were off to the side. Hope you can understand the notation. So maybe yours were off to the side because you started in the middle and it drew all of them to the right, but I could be wrong about that too. We'll keep going. So it draws the raycasts. So you have some variables about if it could see the object or not. Okay, so if it hits the prey, it could see it. That's a cool concept. So maybe you could get information about it once it sees it, instead of just saying you see something. Then you could give it the position, but it has to be in line of sight. So this is if we don't hit it. Okay, so it does work that way. That's smart. Starts with the center ray, draw to the left and right. Very nice. So loop through it and make as many rays as you want. This part draws all the rays to the left of the object. Okay, so you have two different loops for that. Very cool. Ah, shoot, I think I missed something. That's okay, it's definitely a good guide. I appreciate it. Glad I was able to help you figure out the transform direction. This adjusts the angle based on the resolution. If you want to do it in one loop, you could have... it's probably easier to do it in 2 loops. But I was going to say you could have positive and negative angle at the same time and draw 2 rays every loop. But that might make it more complicated than not for readability. But you are actually running this script every frame, right? So you might want to worry about efficiency a little bit. So that could be one. It might not make that big of a difference though. Okay. Very cool. I'm missing the rest of the lines. Let's see. Notepad. My eyes. Sorry guys. Not dark mode here. I can't even look at this right now. Sorry if you guys are in the dark. I feel like my stream is dark mode themed. I just realized that. My room's pretty dark. I have starting soon and be right back are just black. So it's the programmer in me naturally just switched to dark mode for my stream. Yeah, I can't look at that. Sorry. Let me paste it somewhere. Probably lit up my face. Anyone else that way about dark mode? Or is it just me? I think everybody eventually turns that way once they figure out about it. Any file. Plasmir raycast. I don't know if you're supposed to capitalize scripts in C#. Once I started dark mode, I could only use dark mode, yeah. I hate it when apps don't have dark mode. I forget what I was using the other day that didn't have one. But it was not fun. So I definitely have to add this to a pre-existing script. It won't work like this, but I'm just reading it here. So we were around here. We drew the let me make it a little smaller just because, sorry if it's too small for the stream. So we were drawing the left side is the same spot, yep. Turn the edible angle into a vector 3 direction variable. Let me make sure that Discord's still going. Keep switching between Discord and YouTube. Okay, you fixed it? Cool. Wait, don't show it yet. I'm using the wrong script. That's the bugged one. Yeah, I don't have the new one yet. Sorry. I'll replace it. Think you have to paste it in chat still. Maybe I didn't get it yet. Oh wait, were you able to actually edit it? Directly? If you edited it, I didn't get the new one. Creates the raycast. I'll wait a sec. But I was saying I could delete this now. I just delete this to-do list. So my main projects right now, if anybody's wondering, are the natural selection simulator, the drone AI, which is going to fly the real drone, and the neural network tutorial. Your Wi-Fi is broken right now. No worries. It's okay. I got the bulk of the script. Sorry, I was over here. I would like to make like a master to-do list where I could see everything at once. Gotta restart my PC. BRB, no problem. But yeah, I like having a master database of to-dos so I could see them all in one place, and I could rank these by priority. So that way I could naturally hop between projects based on what to do is next. Because right now if I want to switch to a different project, I have to switch to that to-do list and actually look at it and figure out what's next. Where I could probably just combine all these to-dos into a single to-do list, but have a tag for which project they're in. Which would be better for knowing what's left in all the projects at once. Like a quick overview. Because I haven't opened the natural selection thing in a while, and the to-dos were just stale. And I didn't realize things I already did or things that I don't want to do anymore. Like, traits, I haven't even done traits. Alright, I'm back. Nice. Wi-Fi problems. Google Chrome use so much RAM. I'm not even using it right now. But when I do use it, it uses a lot more. I'm just surprised that that's my most used, it's my highest using software right now, even though I'm using Unity, like 3 different places. Alright, there's the fixed script. Let's get it. There it is. Just copy all that, because the flashbang went off on my screen. Why don't I just default it to VS Code? I really should. A Control V. Alright, I don't know what changed, but I'll assume it's a lot better now. Let's see if I could spot any differences. It's not the fixed script, sorry. Not again. That's funny. It was a little different. There were a few lines that got added. But this is very, very cool. Kind of wanting to see how we could make it more efficient, because I just went through that mindset for all of my code, and I improved my evolution simulator a lot. It used to be really on a really small map, and I couldn't speed it up that much, so it would take forever to run the simulation. But now I sped it up. I'm able to speed it up a lot based off some of the changes that I made. So you probably call this cast raise function every frame, possibly? So if you want, it might not. Does this get called in a fixed update? Or update? Not fixed update. Can be used in the update function, yeah. see the new script. Call it on fixed update, okay. Flashback. The difference is. Was it shorter? Or did I just not copy all of it? No, it's not shorter. That's what you do when it works? Yeah, I use fixed update too because it's actually more consistent. So especially for the drones, because I want them to all fly the same way. So when I speed things up, they don't get messed up. But what I was gonna say about that is, if you are creating variables in the fixed update, it uses up a lot of time in each loop. So if you could do this, if you could, like, when you make ints or floats that are going to stay constant the whole time, or you could update it as it's running, you could do that in the start or at the top of the file, and it makes it a lot faster. So I'd put, basically, I think you can. I'd put almost all of these up at the top. Actually, yeah, I would put all of this outside of at the beginning of the file. If you scroll to the top, you can see editable variables as well. I recommend make them public. I'm aware that you shouldn't put constants and updates as well. Okay, as long as you know about it, because I had that problem when I was first starting, and it slowed things down a lot. Top. Recommend make them public. Oh, okay, so these probably have to be outside of here if you make them public. Only put the first two sections. Feet can see and listen on it. Okay. Oh, so you do plan on putting these at the top. Send my full script. All right. This has some more comments around here. Oh yeah, so you do have those at you do have those at the top. You're just making it nice for me. Sorry for calling you out on it then. That was the simplifying you did. Also, I made something to code your neural networks for you so you don't have to. Really? What do you mean by that? Like code it? I have a pretty good neural network script that I simplified a lot. I don't think I've actually used it yet in a project because it's just my simplified version. Do I even have it in here? I don't think I have it in here, in this project. I'll definitely go through this though. Probably off stream a little more because it's going to take some messing with to understand But thank you, I appreciate it. This will save me a lot of trouble. I thought you were just getting started with the raycast with the problem that you had, where like it wasn't pointing the right way, but you had it mostly figured out, and that was the last piece. I'm surprised you let that problem stick around so long. That would have been bugging me if it wasn't pointing the right way. And then I set up the whole system to make it nice. Yeah. So I think, how long have I been streaming? Almost 3 hours. I think I might call it there for this stuff. Google collab, that seems cool. But what I want to do is I might switch over to Twitch real quick because I want to try streaming there, just even if it's for like 20 or 30 minutes. Oops, I realized I'm dragging that. And I'll just do some like LeetCode problems or something. I'll switch in a minute, let's see. Very cool. Oh my goodness. What is this? What did you send me? What language am I using? Well, for Unity, I'm using C# because that's what Unity likes to use. But I use a couple languages for what I'm working on right now. For the simulations, I'm using Unity and C#. For the drone hardware that I plan on using, I think I'm mostly using Python. Yeah, so Python and C# is what I use. I use JavaScript for web apps, but I use everything. But right now it's C# and Python. But right now specifically, it's just C#. This looks like Python, not mine. What's your Twitch? Python is what that's coded in. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. It looks like Python. What's your Twitch? It's Johnny_codes. I'll paste it in the chat. I'm not sure if it's set up to be ready to stream to yet, but I want to try out Twitch because something that I noticed about YouTube is only people that have seen my videos could find my live streams. But on Twitch, they have the software and development category where it's
looking over.
Sorry. They have that whole category where it's easier to find people. Hey, thank you for the follow. I think that's my Twitch notifications bleeding through to YouTube. That's funny. I didn't think that would work while I'm live on YouTube. I guess I have them on still. Let's see. Maybe I don't have YouTube notifications on. I'll ask you guys, do you usually watch live streams on Twitch or YouTube? I usually watch them on Twitch unless I happen to see somebody I'm already subscribed to on the homepage that's live on YouTube. And that doesn't, like, I've never been recommended a live stream on YouTube for programming, that is. Give the NN maker script a go. Okay. Sorry, let me just paste my Twitch. Think that's good. This is cool. I've never used the Google collab. So you could run this? I'm not logged in. Let me log in a minute. Is this already run though? think you've run it. Whoa. Is this the output? Do I have to run it? Because I could open it on a different window. Or I am logged in. Copy it. I watch on Twitch unless I'm watching someone I'm sub to. That's what I was thinking. But on Twitch, I actually click on random streamers. But on YouTube, I don't. And I feel like YouTube, I don't even know where to find random streamers for programming. They have like a gaming tab, but not really categories like that aren't game based. Yeah, you've run it already, as you can see. This is cool. I've seen this used for like a neural network tutorials, like baked into web pages before, but I've never seen it just used. May request my data. What are you doing, Plasmir? So it's actually creating the code, like you said. Wow. It's way more than I would expect. You can just paste the output of the neural network maker into Unity. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to take a look at this too to see how it works. Wow. What made you want to do this? So you have all the sig. So do you have a sig function? Oh wait, no, sig is Oh, so this is the actual equation. That's what you were saying. The equations are long. Yes. Especially when you have that many nodes and weights and biases. Okay, I see what this is doing. I made the neural network maker because it'd be so hard to make it by hand. Wow, I wonder if this is faster than looping over stuff. Yeah, this is interesting. So your weights are an array. I didn't see where that array got made. Is it the first thing that gets made? Oh. Python, do you not? Wait. I'm missing something. Float sig equals, yeah, so you're using the sigmoid activation function. I use Relu usually, but I wanted to try something else. X equals input. Where's your W array? Your weight array? Do you have to make that outside of here? Maybe that's just how arrays work. Because I don't see a weight or biases array. I see you have it in here. Maybe I just have to dig through this more. It's not in the script, you have to make it yourself. Okay, that's what I thought. Probably the weights and biases. Anything else? Very cool. So I'm guessing that this is... Wait. So the weights and biases array is 4, 9, 5, 9. And that's probably 82 times 40 times 40 times 2, if I had to guess. I did something similar to this for my jump cutter, where I was actually making XML by manipulating strings. And it worked. For XML, I didn't realize that you could just use XML. This was a while ago. That's why I'm saying it was... For the XML thing, it probably wasn't the right thing, but this is really cool. I bet this is faster than what I do. Because I have a lot of loops that happen, and it's a loop over the code. You don't know how many times it's going to happen. And when a computer doesn't know how many times something's going to happen, it can't make predictions about it and like split it amongst multiple cores. So this could be more efficient. Also, what is your auto jump cutter thing? I don't want to talk about it. In my evolution simulator, I promised that I would release the jump cutter and it was going to be my next video, but there's still just no, I'd never made the video. I actually have the video done, but the software, I just didn't put the finishing touches on. It works, and I've edited videos with it. How does it know when to jump cut? Based on the audio levels, basically. So it just detects words, basically, based on how loud you are. And if it accidentally cuts something off that wasn't supposed to be cut off, you still have the ability to bring it back in whatever editing program you use. I think right now it works in Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, and DaVinci Resolve. But that was like a year ago that I made it, and I haven't really worked on it since. I really should bring it back. You talking about it makes me think I should bring it back too. Where is it? Back burner. Jump cutter. Yeah. So this is a new to-do list, I guess, but I still have a lot of things to do. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it paid or free, and that was a whole ordeal. I wanted to make it a web-based thing too. If I made it web-based, I would make it paid, but I think I might just release it as like a free Python script eventually, if I ever get to it. But it seemed to work pretty well. Yeah, from the evolution video, it did work pretty well. I also got demotivated because I saw like it wasn't completely original, I guess. Like when I first made it, I thought I was the only person doing it, but Descript has the ability to remove silence, which is kind of the same thing, but that's a paid software too. So if I just release it for free as like a fun video, that could work. I don't think there's anything free that does it yet, so maybe I could be the first one to do that. Yeah, you said that you would release a video, and I looked, and I was disappointed, yeah. You and me both. So we should have a battle of the neural networks, where I'll make a neural network using this, and I want to compare the speed to a looping neural network. I bet if you use something like PyTorch or NumPy, it could beat both of us in speed. But that's because they have like very efficient functions to do these calculations. But maybe not, because yours is pretty bare bones. Because it just goes down to the basic stuff. It's interesting. Yeah, why is Descript paid? I think they have a free tier for a certain amount of minutes, but it is pretty good. 10 hours I think you get for free of video editing. But yeah. I like this software too. I'm gonna have to mess with it. So what is this? Is just in Google Drive? That's so crazy. I'll look at it later. Google Collab. That's cool. Hey, look, our guys learned and I didn't even realize. Why is it so small? They aren't actually using the raycasts. They're getting absolute positions of the closest creatures to them. But you can see our graph updated a very little bit. I need to scale it better. Anyways, I was supposed to jump over to Twitch a little while ago. So I will paste my Twitch again. I'm not going to be streaming very long on Twitch. This is just a test run to see if I could bring some people from YouTube to Twitch, and also if I could find people on Twitch that are interested in this stuff, which I think will be much easier than YouTube. But the problem is nobody knows me on Twitch yet. Could run multiple languages as well. I'll look into it. That seems pretty cool. I've used what was that, Code Sandbox for like virtual. It's basically like a virtual VS Code. I think it's Code Sandbox, and that's pretty cool too. But Google Collab seems nice. All right, but anyways, thank you guys for sticking around on YouTube. I'm going to switch over to Twitch right now because I'm still a Twitch affiliate, and you can't stream on both at the same time, or else I would try that. I might actually remove my Twitch affiliate temporarily, just so I could stream on both platforms until I decide which one I want to stream on. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you, Plasmir, for all of the help, and I'm glad we got your raycast working as well. And thank you for this neural network generator. It seems interesting. I'll definitely try it out and see if it works in maybe these creatures. All right.